Hello everyone. Today I wanted to talk regarding Desi parenting, that is its pros and cons. Well, everyone is of the knowledge that parent and child relationship is beautiful yet demanding and complicated. It is fulfilling yet frustrating. But again, this is what decides the growth of our kids, both in their physical and psychological domains. Everyone knows the pros, which are unconditional love, care, sport, social values, moral values, and guidance, and many more. What most people are interested in are the cons, and well, one should be. After all, they have huge impact on the lives of our kids. So let's begin. My main focus shall remain on the few significant ones, and the top of my priority list includes challenging of the traditional beliefs. No offense to parents, but forcing your kids to follow a by default fixed set of traditional paths can be toxic and cause psychological strain on your child. You are stealing their initiative and their cognitive thinking, and who say that traditions can be always right. And after all, they are just traditions created by people like us, which are not important than your child's well being. Another very pertinent point which you must have come across in the society, although this trend is in decline, which is in relation to son and daughter equality. You must have heard this phrase being repeated by many people in their homes. Khair hai wo ladka hai. I know this kind of thought or thinking process may become relevant in teen or adult life, but this discrimination between kids can have psychological impact, which in return affects their mindset. And there is another very common thing which we all have come across in our lives and got impacted by it somehow, which is what people will say syndrome. Why should these so called log decide what is good and what is not? Who made them a gauge? Why should your kids suffer because of the law? Do these laws ask your opinion in their matters? You and your matters are just a source of entertainment and amusement for these laws. Your child does not have to suffer because of these zero priority laws. Another a taboo topic in our society is in regards to the mental health, and people feel embarrassment while discussing it with. But this thing has to be dealt in its initial stages. But how this thing can be dealt in initial stages if it has to come up? If you are going to give your child that kind of the confidence that he shares with you the problem which he is enduring. Another thing is discussion on the taboo topics which are basically related to the adolescence. This is a very core issue in our households. Parents shy away from teaching their kids the limits, the do's and the don'ts, the right and the wrong. And there is a common phrase that with the passage of time we will come to know. Time ke saath pata lag jayega. In this era of IT, everyone is bound to encounter such topics sooner or later. If it is so, then isn't it better to tell your kids yourself? Doesn't it better that if you are not going to equip him with the right kind of the knowledge and he is going to falter later on and can have the consequences? And there is another thing that no one gets satisfied whatsoever you do, and this phrase you must have heard, you can do better. Desi parents can be very difficult to please. Well, it is right of every parent and their wish that their children excel, but learn to appreciate them instead of shattering their confidence with this statement of you can do better. It creates a sense of unaccomplishment and anxiety among the kids. They have to be motivated. Then there comes another sore point, which is in regards to the financial independence. Well, this point is a positive as well as a negative. Positive in the sense that the parents show their love and care and even pamper their children in adulthood. But financial independence is must-have skill, or otherwise the children remain dependent on their parents, and the parents cannot be there for them always. Then this thing of comparing them to the others. To be honest, everyone would have been Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Everybody's interests, aspirations, and thoughts process is different. Constant comparison will bear no fruits and only pressurize your kids. Then, how to hold a difference of opinion? It is also a very sore thing in our society. This ordering around and saying I said so and constantly being bashing your kids which you don't understand makes them underconfident and communication gap dwellers between parents and kids. Obedience and respect is a different thing which has to be taught through logical and constructive communication, as you are not programming the robots, rather preparing a future generation. Resisting the change. This is another phenomena with which our society is very much stuck with. And you have seen this thing that there might exist 100 ways, but you are still persistent on doing the thing the way you have learned. Might be there exists the better option. So we have to keep this thing in mind that the time changes, so as the society. Change should not be resisted as long as you don't pick the bad things only. This notion that in our times it used to be like this has to be curbed. I think these should be enough for now. I do not mean to offend anyone. It is just my point of view. Share yours in the comment section. And thank you and see you soon.